Good morning.
Good morning.
I know it's some people cold, it's some people sleepy. Thank y'all for waking up early in the morning, for being with us on vacation. Thank you. Well, my name is Nicole from Dearbrooke. Hashtag Salon of the Year 2018. I just wanted to say my focus for wanting to share my speech with you guys. When Megan and Johnny asked me to speak on company trip a week ago, I was very shook. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know who I'm speaking to. It's gonna be a lot of people I know, a lot of people I don't know. What can I share to these people that I could possibly help do whatever it is that they're trying to do? So, a point of our presentation, first slide, is like a stoplight. At each given moment, we are anywhere from green, yellow, or red, just like a stoplight. The first slide for green, it says, well, these are mindsets. Like, this is where your mind is at any given moment. All of us are one color or another. Some of us are a mixture. Depends on what time of day, whether we didn't had our coffee, whether we ate lunch, whether our boyfriend started some crap in the morning, who knows? Green is ready to go, 100% focused, attentive, and aware of everything that is going on. And I have to say, this is a room full of people who last year were green. All of y'all. Like, there's not one person in this room who was not mostly green last year. Like, I'm speaking to a room full of focused people. But we have a lot of people in our salons who are mostly yellow. And some are sometimes pushing on red. How do we get out to those people? Because clearly people in this room have some of the answers, if not all of the answers. There is something that has clicked for you that maybe is not clicking for the rest of people. What does green mean? Green means that you come to work, you're probably on time, you're doing a million different things at once. Maybe you're like Xavier, you're multitasking to the max. You are talking to your receptionist. If you're a hair cutter, you're talking to your chemical. If you're a chemical, you're talking to that hair cutter. You are one-on-one with the client. Y'all have made a connection. They are listening to you on a level that maybe they haven't connected with another stylist. And when they leave, most of y'all's clients are leaving out of here happy. Or if you're a receptionist, most of the people that are interacting with you have really connected with you, and y'all are clicking, like y'all are green. So what about those people who are yellow? It says roughly 50% focused, resting but ready to return to green light zone at any time. These are people that are on the fence. Maybe they're a junior. Maybe they're a trainee. Maybe they're a style director. Maybe they've been with the company 15 years. And they just, you know what, I'm kind of here, I'm kind of not here. Like, how do you get somebody that's young? Because we can recognize these people. As soon as I say these colors, most of y'all have somebody in mind. Please don't say names. we are not calling anybody out. No promises, no guarantees. Everybody's different. Back to the catamaran. But we're not calling anybody out. But there's a certain person that y'all are thinking of whenever I say these colors. How do you connect with that person? Maybe you don't like that person. Maybe you don't care for that person. That's the person that's calling in constantly. Like, they're at work, but they're kind of not doing as good as they could. They're not. Maybe they got outside problems going on. They're like, I have car problems, but girl, you done had car problems 3 times this week. 3 times, and you still got the same car. Like, what's going on? And we judge, and we say stuff, and we mumble under our breath, and we go to the break room, and we start whining and complaining about the whiners and complainers. It's like, that doesn't help anybody. That doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help you. Because if we had a salon full of green people, hashtag Dear Brooke, things could change. Things could change. Like, you could see a major difference in how your work environment is. Yeah. I have the immense pleasure of working with people who are mostly green. I feel like we have some people who are yellow, we've had people who have been red at times, but we never let them fall to the wayside. We don't let them struggle and flap around like a fish out of water on their own. We might even whisper under our breath, but we still gonna say, girl, we put them to the side and say, hey, you need to get together. Like, I know you got car problems, but do you need to carpool with us? Is that what it's gonna do to make you get to work on time? Is that the difference that it's gonna make? Or maybe, let me talk to you so you can get a good mechanic. Maybe it's something really wrong with your car. Maybe we need to take up a collection. Maybe we need to pass down a few dollars so we can get your car. Like, something needs to happen. And if you tell us that you need something, well, maybe we need to try to do it as a team, because we can. As a team, there's nothing that we can't accomplish if we start helping each other. And if you have a lot of and if you don't have that community at your salon, I spoke with somebody the other day at dinner and said, I wish I had that in my salon. We talk amongst ourselves about Dear Brooke, or people who come together and get along, and they said, well, I wish that I had that. I'm like, you can. It's like super easy. Like, it's literally so easy. It just takes for you to humble yourself, get out of your own mind, and say, it's not just about me. It's not just about me and what I want and what I need and what I want to have, and I want to have my client do this, and I need her to fix my books, and I need this, and I want this. And if you start taking that I out of it, and you start thinking about the people around you, then it becomes so easy, because you stress yourself out thinking about I. When you encompass your whole world with everything that you only have going on, how stressful is that? Yeah. How stressful is that? What about these people in red? They are not focused at all. Distractors have completely taken them out of the game. Totally and completely. Like, they have been incapacitated by their problems and whatever they got going on. They are completely in their head. They're not worried about nobody else. They're not thinking about nobody else, including clients sometimes. Who knows that person in the salon that their whole world is all about whatever is going on, and they halfway out the door. Not only are they done with that, they so unhappy maybe with themselves or their lives, and now it's affecting work, where they come to work and they not even happy. I'm telling you, when you come into any Visible Changes salon, it's some happy people in there. I don't care where you work. It's some people walking around smiling. We all have those people. We have shampoo assistants that they just smiling and laughing, and then it's that one person that, for whatever reason, the positive people aren't getting through to them. For whatever reason, I don't know. Because they go to the same classes, they go to the same meetings. Some of them have been on the same trips. I mean, we're getting the same information, so what is it that's not clicking? Something about when they go into work is not moving them on to the next level. They read. And I'm telling you, a person who is yellow or a person who is red is not beyond help. Because we are so quick to be dismissive to one another. To one another. It's like, if another chemical friend of mine, Miss Kaylin, I love her to bits and pieces. She runs behind like nobody's business. All day, every day, from client number 1, and she will be booked in a day. Her first client, she gonna run 30 minutes behind. And she had a whole hour. Because each spoil is a baby. It needs pampers. It needs to be powdered. It needs some formula before she can move on to the next spoil. It's true. But I tell you what, she's passionate. She knows everything about every single one of her clients. She loves them dearly. But if she's struggling, we are going to help her. Kaylin, do you need a toner mix? Do you need some bowls cleaned? Do you want me to check the front desk? Do you want to have an appointment moved? Are you sure? Do you need a treatment? I can go to the front and bring you a treatment so you don't even have to go to the front. Like, we do that because I'm not going to let her drown. I see her drowning in here. How often, y'all think, how often have y'all been at work, and you don't have to say it out loud because we've all been there, and you see your partner, your coworker struggling. You can see them struggle in the consultation. You can see them struggle while they doing it. You know that girl that just got on the floor and she got a stack bob and she look confused as hell. Because her client got Mufasa hair, she ain't have sense enough to tell her, baby, you ain't gonna have no bob. Because when you walk out, the humidity, it's just... And you see her struggling. Yes, she might have a fisherman. Okay, so, well, she ain't my fish. Where's this bed? Why don't she go help her? And I'm standing there. What? She knows she's not supposed to be cutting that girl's hair like that. But it's so quick. That's not my problem. I don't have to deal with it. How easy would it be? Maybe her fisherman got her own clients. That's not the only person who can help her. And if you can, and you don't even have to be ugly, you don't have to be rude, because well, I don't want to interrupt her. She's with a client. But she's struggling with that client. Just say, hey girl, say, step in. I'm not a hair cutter, but step in, do what you know is professional, and help her out. So my next slide is positive thinking versus negative thinking. I have some violations out there. And for those people I called to the side, I'm gonna call on you now. Let's start with Miss Kiki, because you're right up front, girl. Now, these are parking violations for a vehicle, and I have hand-selected 5 people to share their thoughts with you. And these are people, some of them are receptionists, some of them are hair cutters, some of them are chemicals, some of these people are juniors, some of them are senior staff, and they all have a perspective. So we're gonna hear from Ms. Kiki. Ms. Kiki, tell them who you are, girl.
Okay. Well, I'm Kiki. I go by Christina. I'm at the Galleria. I transferred from Northwest. Been with the company for 17 years. I'm one of the head receptionists at the Galleria now. So, my parking violation is occupying the space forever. So, I'm going to relate something that Xavier said to where you're like running behind and you're like, you know what, I can't take this. Switch it over. I have lunch after this. Oh, I can't, I'm leaving at 5 o'clock, stuff like that. That's a parking violation. You have to take care of the guest. It's your next guest. Let's say everybody's completely booked. There's nobody to move it around. You're refusing this guest. That's a parking violation. Same thing for color. That's a parking violation. Even though you're running behind and you know you're running behind, why let it to get to where it's time for their appointments? You should already knew that you were running behind. That could have already been, handle it before then, before their time is. That's a parking violation. Let's say you're running late to work. You're 5 minutes, okay? Oh, I'm gonna be 15, 20 minutes late, okay? Well, it's time it's time for an appointment. Why are you barely calling right now? That's a parking violation. What else? I don't know. There's other parking violations that you can, come out based on clients, your employees that you work with, management, who else? Your trainees. Why are you taking forever? Stuff like that. It's just a lot of things that are, everybody goes by. So there's a lot of parking violations
Yes, Kiki. I definitely wanted one of our receptionists to talk up about that. Because while we green lighting and doing clients and working on things, she is the one fixing our lives for us. And it is several receptionists here today, and they were green lighting all last year, hustling around, trying to make sure that we had our clients handled. And communication with the front desk is key. You need them. You need your co-managers, you need receptionists, you need your loggers, you need everybody at that front desk. None of them are just placeholders. You need them. So when it comes time to communicating and making sure that they know what's going on with you, you have to let them know. And it's a positive way to look at that. Like you can say, well, I need to talk to Kiki, I need to talk to Brianda, I need to talk to Chelsea, I need to let her know I'm running behind, or I'm gonna do a treatment. Or the client that wanted that cut only, she's getting a blow dry install and I have an updo next. You need to let them know in advance. She can see me from her station at the front desk. I hear that so much. She can see me. She see I'm running behind. She has a million other stylists to look at. She don't know what you're doing. She does not know what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you right now, just in case you thought she knew what you were doing, she don't. Okay, just if y'all think that they know everything all the time, they don't. And they're not supposed to. We're supposed to be communicating with them because they are our lifeline. Okay? They are the ones making sure that appointments are right and that clients are greeted kindly when they come in the door. Respect your receptionist, first and foremost. And next, I have Miss Priscilla. Come here, Priscilla. Yes, ma'am. Tell us who you are, and then read your violation, girl.
I'm Priscilla. I'm a chemical specialist from Memorial City. Mine is failing to park between the lines. For me, it says a lot to me, like different ways to think of it. Because one, it could be with somebody that's not following change or that doesn't want to change. That like if I don't know how to put it. They don't want to follow the rules. They kind of are wanting to stay the same. They're stuck in their own ways. Another way to think about this would be somebody that's not focusing, because you're thinking of somebody being out the line, like not seeing the line, because you can choose to back up and go and park right. Another way I was thinking of it was somebody just had a small car. Think about like trainees, like fish they're getting on the floor. They get this new truck. Well, they don't know how to park this big truck. So we need to focus and teach them how, because that's how they're gonna grow. So that way we don't take from them, we give them, we show them.
See, somebody that may or may not know the way. Maybe they're new to the company. You know, that's why we pick fishermen. We pick the people that we want to be around. Like Xavier said, you gravitate to what you put out into the world, and whoever you hang around with is also an extension of yourself. So if you're struggling or you're having a hard time, yes, you pick your fishermen, but you should be able to go to anybody for help. Or you should be able to expect anybody that if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or maybe if you're doing it out of ignorance because you just don't know, that somebody will help you. And if you're doing it out of laziness and you just don't want to, also somebody will let you know. Like, okay, this is not right. We need to go back and do it right. And now we have basic review classes that everybody is shook about. So it's some stuff that we've even gotten out of the habit of doing right. We used to do the right thing to do, and now we've fallen out of the habit of it, and they have to bring us on back and say, hey, you need to start going in at an angle. And I have taken it upon myself over the past few years. I take pictures of people parking in the parking lot all crazy. And I just think it's funny. I even saw one of the little kids' carts parked in the parking space. I'm like, who did that? Who did a little fire truck in the light? I'm taking a picture. But it's just sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board and realize that you need to help yourself. It's something that you're not doing right, and you're like, look, I forgot how to do this, and I need to get back on track. Next, I'm gonna call Rebecca. #Team Deborah. Tell us who you are, girl. What you call.
My name's Rebecca. I'm from Deerbrook. Been with the company for 16 years. My violation is neglecting to read the signs, and to me, this relates to facial expressions. So, especially when a client gets seated in a stylist chair, and 10 minutes later, the stylist still hasn't shown up, and the client's like, and you're just there blow dry, like, I wonder where she's at. And you're like, excuse me, hey, I've already blow dried her hair, and I'm starting my next one, and Annabelle's still not there. And you're like, oh. So then it becomes like a giant manhunt. Where's Annabelle? Where's Annabelle? Annabelle's like, I had to pee. And also too, the facial expressions when the client checks in and they see the stylist on the bench on their phone, and they're like, is she gonna call me? Am I gonna get shampooed? Does Rachel know I'm here? And so for me, that's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say any names. But for me, that's neglecting the signs that you, like people said, communicating. So to me, that's neglecting the signs.
Shady.
It's 2 hours of sleep.
That's
So
not
to
my
me,
fault.
you invited me. So, so to me, that's neglecting the signs is not paying attention to clients when their facial expressions are screaming in volumes what they're trying to say without actually saying it.
And just to reiterate, I specifically said no names.
Some things need to stay on this crew. That part doesn't go back.
So, as great as this room works, because again, I have to say, the people in this room have been greenlighting a whole year to even make it on this trip. I am 100% sure y'all are not the ones leaving clients in the chair or in the waiting area confused. But for those yellow and red lights who are, we also need to help them. Because this is what I will say. If a customer receives bad customer service, it could be anything. It could be their bangs are too short, or their highlight was too high up, or their balayage wasn't blonde enough, or whatever. The bathroom didn't have toilet paper. Who knows? It is a visible change of spell. Because they walk out of that door, and then they'll say, well, Chelsea didn't greet me at the door, but Rebecca was great. And so, I mean, my service was good. Or they don't say, well, Nicole did my highlights real good, but Bernice cut my hair too short, so I guess it was okay and I'll be alright. They don't say that. Or if a trainee shampooed them, sat them on the couch, and didn't let their stylist know that they were ready, all they know is that they sat on the couch for 30 minutes with wet hair, and it's freezing cold like it is right now in here. At our salon, I don't know what it's like at your salon. All they know is that they sat there freezing cold and nobody helped them. And guess what? At least 10 stylists saw that woman sitting on the couch with wet hair. Nobody asked her if she needed water. Nobody asked her who she was waiting on. Nobody asked her if she needed anything. It would be just a few minutes, because sometimes those little things make all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world, to just acknowledge the people who are paying us money to come see us. And I can say that I'm not exempt from that. Maybe I'm busy. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe I need to use the bathroom. Maybe I'm trying to get a pretzel. Maybe I'm trying to do something. And I see it, but I have been making the concerted effort on my own part, whether that's my client or not, because again, that's the first thing we dismiss. That's not even my client. Where's Shamika at though? Why she ain't take care of her client? Where's Rebecca at though? Why she ain't coming to help her out? Guess what? It's all of our clients. Every single person that walks in that door is somebody that you need to take care of. It don't matter who their appointment's with, or what's going on, or what they want, or who they going to. Those are all of our clients. And if one of them leave out unhappy, that Google review say, I'm not going to Visible Changes no more. They might get specific and say, I'm not going to Nicole no more. Or that stylist, I can't remember her name, I just don't want to see her no more. We don't even know who that is. I read them. I see what they write. And y'all see what they write. But it's a Visible Changes field if they're not taken care of. And I like working. I like having a job. I like getting bonuses. I like going on trips. I like getting on stages. I like being extra. That's my whole life. That is my whole life. But I can't do it by myself. There's no way. And nobody, as great as y'all are, none of y'all made it on this trip by yourself. You had trainees helping you. You had receptionists doing performance for you. You had chemical specialists doing their color that made that the curls look great. Every single person in this room had help. So why wouldn't you in turn go back to your salon and try to help other people? Like, it just makes sense. I said, I came into this industry as a very creative person. But I also struggled a lot because I am a very structured thinker. Like, if it doesn't make sense to me logically, you can tell it on my face if it's not making sense, because it'll just go blank. It's not an ugly face, because I see people with ugly faces. But it's just blank. Like, I didn't understand nothing you just said. And I even had to learn for myself as a junior. I struggled a lot with just my blank face, not resting bitch face, just blank. Like, it was nothing there. And what really got to me, I had a talk with my manager, who was Jessie at the time. I had a specific incident, Jessie. I had a specific incident where a young lady came in for a corrective service on a highlight. And it was completely fixable. It was nothing scary. It was nothing major. And I went in to fix her hair. Her mom was getting all over color right next to her. Mama was done in an hour. It took me an hour just to try to get, she had a lot of hair and a lot of stuff to fix. So I'm working. And maybe 40 minutes into the service, our head receptionist at the time came right up to my back and was like, Nicole, are you gonna be done in the next 20 minutes? Excuse me? What you mean 20 minutes? I'm still foiling. And I'm not a slow foiler, but like, I'm still She not under the dryer. We correct. This is a corrective, and I'm 40 minutes in. Like, what you mean she gonna be done? Like, ready to walk out in 20 minutes? No, ma'am. So, and she says, well, I'm gonna have to have you talk to her mom. And what was not told to me in all of this lack of communication was that when the mom came in to get the girl's hair fixed, it was maybe 2:15. The girl had a soccer appointment at 3 o'clock. And she needed to leave out of the salon at 2:45 in order to get there for 3 o'clock. What? So here I am. The girl was 17. I'm struggling to try to figure out what to do. So I talked to the girl because mom was upset and talking to the receptionist. So I said, look, I am not done with your hair. There's no way I'm gonna be done with your hair. And if you have a pressing engagement to get to, I don't want to be responsible for you missing your soccer game. But I'm gonna have to do at least these 4s up here, sit you under the dryer long enough so that I can tone it to caramel so that you can at least leave out of here decent until you can come back. Because I am so sorry. There's no way I can otherwise have you ready. And the girl's like, okay, that's cool, that's fine. I'm sorry, I didn't know to tell you a time or whatever. I had mama, and of course the receptionist, went to fix the appointment, and everybody started getting in the green light mode. Let's do it. Okay, we see what the problem is, we're gonna fix it. But mama wasn't having it. Mama came right up to my face. Do you understand what I told you?
Oh.
Do you understand what I told you? Like, do you understand what I wanted you to do? Do you get it? Like, do you understand? Like, I don't know what else she said, but she asked me if I understand at least 20 times. And I just looked at her, because and I hate to say it, but I was like, well, I speak English. I understand what you're saying. I don't click with my tongues. I don't have an accent. I don't have none of that. I wasn't raised in the bush. Like, I understand what you said. I did not say that. That was going on in my head. But what I did tell her was like, yes, ma'am, I speak English. I understand what you said. And she went off. They did make an appointment. They went to another colorist. And I had a talk with my manager, Jesse, and I was like, because by this time he had made his way back and he saw that interaction. And I said, I just don't know what I did. I don't know what I was doing. And he says, I hate to say it, but it might have been your face. I was like, what do you mean? He said, your face is just blank. This woman was mad. She was angry. And what happens when people are angry? They want to see a reaction out of the person that they're directing their anger to. Whether it's the waiter, whether it's the mailman, the hairdresser, whoever they're directing their anger to, they want to see some kind of reaction. Either they want to see that you're upset, they want to see that maybe you're concerned. They don't want you to get angry. They want to see that you are, what's the word?
Sorry. Sympathize.
Yeah, that you sympathize. That you're sympathetic to that situation. And my face wasn't saying that I was sympathetic to whatever she was telling me. Because all I heard was you understand, and in my mind, I'm like, I speak English. But that was something as a junior that I had to realize that whatever's going on my face, it needs to be something relatable to the client so that they do understand that I understand. Because my face was not telling her that I understood what she was saying or where she was coming from. And I had to fix that. I had to fix that immediately. Because what I don't want to do is offend people who are paying me money and keeping me employed. Whether I agree with her or don't agree with her. She needs to see on my face visually that I understand what her concern is and I'm going to address it to the best of my ability. And that's something that a lot of us are not even aware of. We are not even aware of what our face is telling to people sometimes. And we need to fix that immediately. Because all a client knows is that the girl was about to cut my hair, who maybe The girl who was cutting her hair had her lunch moved down 3 times because of other people doing stuff that ran behind. Or maybe she had car problems and had to show up for work 30 minutes early for a carpool or whatever. She don't know what the girl had to deal with that day. All she knows is she was about to get a service done and her face didn't look right. So now, before the service even starts, she's looking like, this woman's is about to put scissors to my hair. And I don't even know if she's happy, mad, hungry. We don't even know. And it's irrelevant, because if you're making the decision to do a service on them, then you should at least look happy to do the service. Because if you don't feel like you're happy enough to be servicing a client, then maybe you need to tell somebody, hey, I'm not feeling up to this today, and I don't know if I can give 100%. Now I want to call Kimberly. Where's she at? Tell us your violation, girl. Tell us who you are.
Hello. I'm Kimberly from North Star. I'm a junior chemist, and I've been with the company about 3 years. My parking violation is blaring a useless car alarm. So to me, that speaks when I guess you have an issue with another staff member maybe, and you go and kind of like whine to the manager about it as opposed to addressing it with the person directly. I think if you have a problem, you should try to work through it through communication, the way Nicole was saying earlier. Why are we vibing like this? Why aren't we hitting it off? A number of reasons you can try to fix to yourselves. And if you tried that already and you can't, then of course get your manager, get a mediator or something so y'all don't get in no fights or nothing. But I feel like the useless alarm would definitely be like, I don't know, when you just do like the same thing or like snitch all the time or telling somebody that you don't like, telling your manager about it every time. You could just go and address that person directly. So I've definitely done that like once or twice just because I'm new. So I was like, oh no, she's supposed to be doing that. But now I'm like, hey man, like, is this like how we do it? I'll ask people directly so I'm more comfortable with it. But to me, that's definitely the useless car alarm in that situation.
Thank you. So, I like that the violation ticket says Blair, not just a car alarm, a useless, keyword useless car alarm. That means nothing is happening immediately that is of super importance. It's useless. It's just white noise. It's going on around you. And some of us have stylists like that maybe they're with their client and they just talk about all of their personal business. All of it. This woman is trying to get a balayage. Why she need to know that you don't know who your baby daddy is? Y'all said that's funny. That's real stuff that sometimes people hear in the chair. I can hear it from my station and I'm concerned. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything that woman came here for? And it's like, when you start doing a service and when you start working on your client, it should be about them. And we all have those clients that maybe they are our regulars and they want to know what's going on in our lives. We have people, they're like, well, how are you and your dog? Well, what's going on with your cat today? Or what about that fashion show that I heard that y'all were having? Like, they want to know. And I think, me personally, I think it's just very polite. I think it's very polite that they want to know. Some people want to know because they genuinely want to know that you're okay. But I think it's even more of a reflection of them wanting to know that you're happy. I think if I'm about to get my hair cut or you're about to throw some chemicals on my head, I want to know that you are mentally okay. Are you okay? And you can say, yes, I'm okay. My boyfriend is okay, the cat is okay, the fashion show went off without a hitch. What about you? What's going on in your life? Because we're going to circle this back around. Because it really shouldn't be about me. I got clients that ask me about my wigs, and I just kiki about the wigs, and I keep on going. Oh, you look different today. Yeah, girl, I got a new wig. Now, what we gonna do to your hair? What's gonna make you feel good about this that's on your head? Because that's irrelevant. It's useless. It's useless information. It's not gonna help me. And plus, I want to learn as much as I can about the person that's in my chair so that I can do my service, make notes about her. How wonderful is that? Have y'all ever experienced somebody coming back to you 3-4 months later and you get into your chair and y'all figure out what y'all gonna do and you say, girl, how was your trip to Vegas that you went on with your sister? You remember? How special does that make them feel? That you were listening and that you care. And they gonna only want to come to you because you were paying attention to their life. We pay attention to the things that are important to us. And this is funny. Y'all gonna laugh. And my coworkers know. Because I come to work and I'll say, you know what, I wonder how Sydney's doing because she haven't been getting sleep. And they're like, who is Sydney? That's the girl at the pretzel maker that give me pretzels every day. Every day. Sydney is my girl. I know all about her life. I know when she late to work. I said, girl, y'all's lights went on when I showed up this morning. Was everything okay? I know she scheduled you for 9, but you was late. Because that's important to me. That's important to me. I need to know what's going on with Sydney so I can keep the pretzels moving on my way. Because I tell you what, how many times have Sydney come and delivered pretzels to me at work?
For free.
For free.
Several times.
Several. I don't have to worry about where my meal is coming from because the pretzel people got me because I know all about their life. That's real. People are going to make time to do the things that they want to do, whatever that may be. And I know this might sound out of place or it might sound crazy, but this is something that I remind myself of constantly. I'm like, if a homeless person under a bridge with a tent and no means, no way of getting around or doing anything, because I watch Intervention and I know they have drug problems. And these drugs ain't cheap. They are not cheap. Some of these addictions are thousands of dollars a day. And I tell you what, that drug dealer don't care where they got that money from or how much it was. They want their money, and if you want it, they're gonna get it. They make it happen. I don't know where, I don't know how they get it. I know where they get it from, but they do what they need to do to feed their addiction. And I'm like, well, doggone it. If a man under a bridge with a tent can spend $5,000 a week on drugs, surely I can get on another trip. Surely I can hit a goal. Surely I can make $200,000 a year. Surely I can make myself appear on a boat in 6 days. Surely. What is stopping you? What is stopping you? What is the holdup? Because when you really want to do something, when you really stick your mind to it, Justin, who lost a whole person, when you really want to do something, you're going to do it. So, how do you go back to your salons and light a fire under these people? But these people making violations. Okay, and last but not least, Miss Vanessa.
Oh, honey.
Come here, Vanessa. She was early this morning. We don't know where y'all was, but Vanessa was coming to the door.
Hello, my name is Vanessa and I'm from Baybrook, and I've been working with the company for 3 years. My parking violation is parking so close that it's impossible to enter the, how do you say this? Adjacent car. 2 things that come in mind is thinking about yourself and not thinking about others around you. And another one is being a negative person and not letting the other person, achieve, what they have to do and just being successful.
Thank you. I really wanted to just talk to my heart. I had notes. I wanted to just kind of stay on the same trajectory with whatever I was saying, but I wanted this to be interactive because I think what was missing, and this is how I feel personally. I don't know if anybody shares these thoughts, but I said I've been to many a motivational meeting with Visible Changes and many classes and many quarterlies where, you know, we've been talked to and motivated and so inspired and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yes. Whenever I leave quarterlies, and then they was asking, what was this last quarterlies? Do y'all even still want to have quarterlies? I'm like, they better not get rid of quarterlies. How am I supposed to hit my goal if I feel motivated every quarter? Y'all better get it together. I need this. I need this. If you didn't know, I need it. I don't know how they feel, but I want quarterlies to keep happening. I personally want this cruise to keep happening. I want people on the cruise to be on company trips. I want that to keep happening. I'm like, but I can't want it by myself. I can't want it by myself. I said, if I can hype some people, if I can be the hype man for the cruise, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'll put on my skirt that I got on from Ross. I'll get my shoes on, have a little wig, I'll put some flowers in my hair. I'll be the hype man. Like, if I can do it, I'm gonna try. Because it will be a sad day if they say, you know what, 80% of the people that was on the cruise didn't come back or quit. So we're gonna stop doing it. Because it's not helping nobody. And logistically speaking, like, as a logical thinker, I see the bottom line. If they're putting their time and money and effort into something, and they're not seeing results, or people aren't going back and making changes, or trying to bring friends, and she asked very nicely. Did y'all hear that? If y'all want to bring some friends, or maybe 5 or 6 or 10, please come do that. Like, they are always trying to find ways to get people motivated and hyped up. And for some reason, it's just not getting through. Because I tell you, how would you feel? Let's get back to maybe somebody who isn't working with millions of dollars. How would you feel if you took $500 out of each of your check and started investing in a stock? Like, you say, you know what, I got 3 kids, I got a husband, maybe I want to start planning for my future, I'm going to talk to this financial advisor, I'm going to take $500 out of my paycheck and I'm going to invest it in this stock, every paycheck. You gonna hope to see some return on that stock, right? Y'all want that arrow on the grid to go up, because y'all know y'all making some money back, right? Are you gonna keep spending $500 every paycheck if that arrow keep going down and down and down and down, and you still gonna put money into it?
No.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I heard 2 people no.
Nope.
I wouldn't. I don't know. And if y'all got $500 to spend every paycheck and throw it down the toilet, my name is Nicole, and I work at Dearbrook. Y'all give it to me if that's how y'all feel. But I don't have that kind of money, and I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. So I'm like, okay. So what is it that we need to do? I think it's more positive thinking and less negative thinking. And I even wrote down for myself, what is it that I hear negative thinkers say? I wrote down a few things. These are things that I heard. I'm not calling no names. I'm working too much. The receptionist never book my appointments right. I'll never get my promotion. The front desk / manager / McCormick's, I've heard several of them, they have favorites. And so-and-so always get picked, and so-and-so always gets this, and the receptionist always give them this client, or Lucy and Alma always let this person get away with something, or the McCormick's always send this person on a trip, whatever. Whoever it is in this imaginary land where stylists think that it's favorites going on, I tell you what, if it's somebody that's doing what I say all the time, and they following the rules and they going the extra mile, well, hell, they gonna be my favorite too.
Amen.
I would like for y'all to repeat something back for me. because this is something that I say to myself all the time. I listen to this motivational book, I put it in my car, and I would listen to it all the time. I don't listen to it here recently, but this is something that I'm always mindful of. There is no limit to how many people can be successful. Can y'all repeat that question? There is no limit to how many people can be successful. Every single person in that doggone salon can be successful. And it's not successful how the McCormick say it, or how your manager say it, or how your mama said it that you could be successful. It's success to you. It's success. It's your version of success. And every single day that you wake up, you can choose whether you're going to be happy or you're going to be upset. Nobody has that power but you. Nobody has the power to say, oh, Josue, you're going to be mad today. You're going to be mad today. Sorry about you. Now, you go have the rest of your day. Nobody's going to say that to you. But if Martin wants to be happy today and he woke up in a good mood and he got Ricky Martin playing on in the radio, hey, ow. But nobody has that power. Every single day I make the choice to be as good as I can be that day. And any receptions that's open, I think we only have one for my salon, Brianda. I come in the morning, playing my music on the radio, because I know they got the radio on, because every morning I'm there before the salon open, at least 20 or 30 minutes, every single day that I work. And I got my music on, I'm hyped up, I slide the doors, I'm going to say, good morning, beautiful angels, sent down from the heavens above, today's going to be a good day. Whether I feel it or I don't feel it, because sometimes I don't feel it. I don't. But sometimes speaking it into existence changes your mind. You can change how you feel. You have every control over what you feel. Yep. I can't control what other people feel. I can't control what other people think. I can control what they feel. I can't control what they want. And that's kind of useless to me anyway, because I can only control what Nicole thinks and says and feels. And I can only control how I handle a situation. And I choose to handle every situation as positively as I can. And I will share this, and Berenice, girl, Berenice. Because she, yes, for those who don't know how to say it, Berenice. Yes. So, there was one incident we had, and she came up to me, child. I saw steam coming out her ears. Homegirl was red. I know what the hell's going on. I had a client, my regular client, every 4 to 6 weeks, she go get her color done. And she had been with one of our junior stylists forever. It was always me and that girl, every single time. And I always talk to her about products. She never want products. I talk to her about treatment. She don't want a treatment. But I always offer. Please, if y'all say, don't be scared of retail. Always offer, because you know, you're the professional. You know, whatever you using, you needed to use it to get the results you needed. So why wouldn't you tell? I don't know. So to that day, like any other day, I said, do you want a treatment? And that day, she said yes. She said yes. I gave her a retail proposal, Jamie, and she said yes. I said, hold on. I said, okay, girl, I'm going to slap this color on in 20 minutes. Let me go to the receptionist and move your appointment right now, because I need more time. And her stylist was unavailable. The only stylist we had available is Berenice. And if y'all don't know, Berenice is not cheap. She's expensive. But that's who we had available. She went from a junior to Berenice, who is very expensive. And I told her, I said, we're going to do this treatment, but your stylist isn't available, and we have another stylist. She's a little more expensive, but she's going to be ready as soon as your treatment's done. She said, that's fine. You know what? be extra special? Great. So, Berenice saw that appointment in her books. Girl, she's gonna let me have it. She's gonna let me have it. I thought I was gonna die that day. I just barely made it out alive. She said, Nicole, what are you doing? She always goes to see a junior. How did you move her to my books? Who else was available? Listen, I was just looking like, but I got you. And she says, well, I don't understand it, this, that, and the other. And girl, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I thought that this was how Nicole, the stylist, is gonna end her days. I thought it was all over. Cause Berenice, the girl, she's gonna let me have it. And there was nothing I did. I said, well, it's okay, it's gonna work itself out. Do you know, to this day, she fell in love with Berenice and she never looked back. She pays her price every single time. Cause she got the magic touch. You got the magic. You got the magic. I just wanna let you know. But sometimes you just don't know what you gonna expect from somebody. You don't know what's gonna happen that day. You don't know if you offer that carrot whip, if they gonna take it. You don't know if you offer that treatment, if they gonna take it. And what I'm so proud of is that a lot of our hair cutting staff has started doing treatment. They done caught the amplifier.
Yeah.
When they got time, if their client is early, and sometimes they even tell their clients to come in early for a treatment. If you running behind, we got the solution. We got the solution. Give them a treatment. And if not, tell them get a $10 conditioner. Because you know your trainees need to go to class. And once you automatically start thinking about helping your coworkers, it becomes second nature. Because sometimes I'm really early for a hair cutter, and I would talk to my client, maybe they don't want to spend $40 on their treatment. I said, but do you want a $10 deep conditioner at the bowl, and that'll make your hair feel soft and detangle it nice and good for so when you go to your stylist. And that, if I have time, if I don't have time, I'll do it myself. But if not, I'm helping that trainee. She got an automatic $10 conditioner sale. And she may or may not be my fish or whoever, but this is gonna help her go to class. Because that giving nature, once you start it doesn't stop. It becomes part of who you are and how you work. Once you start it, and we've had the pleasure of some of the girls from other salons coming to watch some of our senior staff. And we had some girls come watch our stylist Veronica, and I said a lot of what's missing in, I guess, in a disconnect in some of the meetings that I've had is sometimes I feel like I'm being talked at and not necessarily given a direction. It's just be happy. Just do more haircuts. Just sell retail. I'm like, what does that mean? Tell me what to say. Like, what happens when the ladies say, do you understand? Like, how am I supposed to respond to that? Like, just be happy doesn't mean nothing to me in my wig. Just do your retail. Just get that retail percent. You got 8%. Just get to 20%. How do I just do that? Like, I thought I was doing good at 8. Like, I thought that was good. Like, how do you just do it? I said, so I talked to the girls that came. I'm like, give me specific instances of problems that you are having in real time. Yep. And I said, and when they come to the salon and they're talking to me, well, you could give names if you want to, because this is just between us. But in a real situation, in a real problem that you are really having right now, how do we address that? What I want to give you the tools to say, when this senior staff member tells me to sweep for them, and I always sweep for them, and then they never sweep for me, and how do I address that? How do I get through to them that I need their help? Talk to them. Do something. I said, but if I don't have to me as a logical thinker, if I don't have a real instance of what's happening really right now, then I don't have a solution. Because Alma, our manager, I don't know if y'all saw them videos at Quarterlies that she had us do, where me and Kelsey was dancing with the pom-poms. We didn't know what Kelsey was doing. We really didn't. And we did take after take after take after take. And this was what Alma told me. She says, Nicole, just be funny. And I was like, I thought I was being funny. She said, no, but like be funnier, like kept on. It was a few days later. She said, well, I met with Johnny. I showed him the videos we took. I showed him the clips that we had. And he said he liked this and he didn't like that. I said, okay, what didn't he like? And then she said, oh, well, he didn't like this, and this. And I said, so what does he want us to do to change it? She says, he didn't really tell me. He just said to just make it funnier or just not to make it so long. And I said, oh, did he? Oh, just do that. Is that what he said? Just do it. Just make it happen. And she said, yeah, so we have to do it again. And she said, I just don't know how. I said, oh, but how does that feel? And I swore, she looked at me like I grew an extra head. How does that feel? So she said, just be great. Just love your job. Just help your coworkers. Just do it. Just figure it out. You believe it, you just do it. It's like when you tell your kid for the first time to do it without the training wheels, just ride the bike. How do you show your kid how to ride a bike? When you take them training wheels off, you put them on the bike and you put the hands up and you walk them until they start pedaling themselves. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm missing that. I'm like, can you hold the handlebars? Can you show me what direction? Because I'm going to run into a tree. That's what's going to happen. That's just what's going to happen. I'll run into a tree. So just do better retail. Just have better retail. Just smile more. Just sell more treatments. Just do it. How? So this is one thing I'm like, well, I want to share with you how to do that. Because one thing Johnny asked me when we sat down at bonus day, he went over the numbers with that damn tablet. I'm like, oh my God. So, and he says, well, this year your retail was this, and this year your retail was that, and this year, and now this last year, it jumped up. How did that happen? I said, I had to change everything that I was doing, everything that I thought that I was doing right, I just changed it. And he said, well, how? And I could be really specific. I said, David Dominguez from La Cantera. Change it. I had never met David. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he looked like. I saw him on paper and I wanted to beat him. We had a Paul Mitchell contest for ampules in the middle of the year, and the first week that we got updates and they posted it on the wire, I was like number 7, and then Bridget at my salon was like number 8 or 9, and I was like, I didn't even know we had a contest. Like, I didn't get an email. I'm not ever in the break room, so I don't even know if it was posted on the wall. Like, I didn't even know, but just the fact that I had made the list and I was number 7, I'm like, what? I said, oh, that's cool. Let's do it. So in my mind, I didn't want to let nobody leave out of my chair without a treatment. Because if I'm number 7 today, then surely next week I could be number 5 or 6 or maybe even, maybe number 4. If I did it without thinking, what would happen if I started really thinking and really doing it? If you have 8% of retail today, so that means whoever hell you're doing, they buy 8% of what you're doing. And that was something that you probably did without trying or thinking about. Because you know they needed it. You're like, oh girl, you got Mufasa hair and it just took me an hour just to blow dry all this hair. You need this. And you really recommended it to them to make your job easy. Because if they start using it at home and they plan on coming to see you every 3 weeks for a haircut, you just made your job easier by sending them home with this shampoo or this product. So what would happen if you just switched your mind to think, I don't want to let nobody leave out of my chair without having what they need at home. Because not only are they going to look good when they're away from me, but my job is that much easier when they come back to my chair. Like, that just makes sense to me. Now, it may or may not be a contest going on. That's what drives me. Sometimes I get very competitive, and that's what drives me. And before the end of the contest, I was number 1 and had run another flat iron. And all the different groans when I win flat irons, because babe, Lord knows I ain't got no hair. I just like to win. That's just me. I can admit that. I'm not competitive with everything, but if I think I can win something, I'ma try. Come through, Becky, with the good hair. So if we just make those little switches, you could be way better than you even thought that you could. Because sometimes just trying to connect with people when you put your mind to it makes all the difference. And then you see that people respond to you in a way that they never have before. People that never get product. If you are passionate about what you're talking about, then it makes sense to them. If you just say, hey, I used infusion in your hair. If you want to take that with you, that's good. Okay, bye. And don't y'all just walk off the stage? Y'all just go. Y'all just go. Y'all run like it's like Godzilla is after you. I gotta get out of here before she see me. Like, why are y'all scared? Like, I see stylists and sometimes it's like they scared to recommend stuff. Like, this is what I use on your hair, and this is what's gonna keep your hair from frizzing on you and doing all these things that you don't want it to. Because I'm telling you, I wish I could come home with you and do your hair every day, but that's really creepy, and I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna give you this product. It's gonna be like Nicole in a bottle. Here you go. So, my next slide. Now that you done amped up whatever you're doing, and now you're refocusing, you have the green light. You guys have everything you need, all the tools at your disposal to do everything you want to do as a stylist. You can do that. Because I don't know another company that's going to say, hey, do you need something? Do you want something? We're going to try to make it happen for you. You matter to us. How many times do they have to tell you you matter and you need something and we want you to have it and we want you to do it before y'all say, you know what, they really do care about me. They really do want me to see happy, want me to be happy. They want to see me successful. Like, do y'all really feel that? Do y'all feel that the people that are at corporate, the people at the front desk, that y'all roll your eyes at and say they don't never do the right thing? Do y'all realize that they work so hard to make sure that you're successful? Like, it's so many people rooting for you that you don't even know. Like, you don't even know. And people that's outside the company, your parents, friends, and family, I know y'all got some people on the outside that are dumbfounded that y'all are hairdressers and the company sent y'all on a trip.
Yes.
Like, who, don't y'all have somebody? I know every single person in here knows somebody that was completely floored that y'all got a free trip for cutting or coloring hair or making appointments. So why wouldn't you want other people at your salon to feel that? Well, if you have, because I didn't want to fish. I never wanted to be a fisherman. That was never my goal. I just want, honestly, I will be just so happy if I could paint hair and just go home. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to paint hair and go home. I love painting hair. I love coming up with difficult formulas. I don't care how many times the other chemicals complain about my complicated formulas. I don't care. I like it. And my clients like it. And that's all that matters. We don't care about how you feel. But Megan sat down with me at a bonus meeting, and she had that envelope, that green envelope in her hand. You know they come with envelopes. They want to sit down and look you in your eye and be like, oh, we're going to come up with these numbers, and how do you feel? And she was just so happy. She's like, and I was like, oh my God, man. So she says, are you a fisherman? And I said, no. And she said, why? I was like, I don't know. Like, nobody asked me. And I'm okay with that. Like, I wanted to say, and I'm 100% okay with that. But she's like, no. She was like affronted that I didn't want to be a fisherman. She said, you need to be a fisherman. The next time I see you, I want you to have a fish. I was like, oh, Okay. And I literally asked her, and I'm gonna show you her expression because I don't know if she knew she looked like this. But I asked her, point blank, I said, so hypothetically, if I decline this offer to be a fisherman, is that gonna affect you handing me over that green envelope? Cause I was serious, and she just looked at me. She just looked at me like. She was waiting on me to laugh or indicate that I was joking, but I wasn't. I was 100% serious. I said, okay, I'll work on it. And so I decided that I was gonna find a fish. I got a fish, and now I have 2 fish. And I am not a mother. I don't have nobody's kids. I'm not ready for that at this point in my life. But I cannot tell you that expanded my way of thinking. Because now that I have someone who is working with me and trying to learn me and trying to get successful themselves as a stylist, I want the world for those 2 girls. And I mean, if I get 10 more fish, like, it's okay with me, because I want them to be on a trip. I had the pleasure of being, one of my fish is on the floor currently, and one is still in training. And I had the immense pleasure of being with my fish at this last conference on stage together. And it was her first year on the floor. And it wasn't even her whole year. Like, I got on the floor like in March or something like that. And we were on stage together to walk up there hand in hand with her in matching dresses, which we did not pick out in advance. I was so proud. Like, I was so happy. That was like the best moment ever. Like, I was like, I can just eat your face. You are the cutest thing ever in life. She is the best person to ever walk the earth. Like, I don't know how mamas feel to have a kid, but it must be something like that. Like, when they come home and they have like all A's on their progress report, you're just like, oh my God, you are the best thing ever invented, probably because you came for me. Yes, she did not come for me, but she's mine, and I want everything for her. I want everything for her. If there's something that they need, I'll bend over backwards. We're gonna try to help them out. And if they are struggling, I will do what I can to help them. And I'm sure anyone who's a fisherman in here feels the same. But we need to expand that feeling to everybody in the salon. If there's somebody that you see struggling, if there's somebody that you see needs help, please help them. Because if people are leaving out the door at a greater rate than they are coming in the door, just like with clients, just like with money, just like with anything else, the ship stops running. If a car needs 4 wheels to be on the road, and that's how they built it, and one of them tires goes out, you immediately have to do something with that tire. You got to put a spare on, or you got to go to Discount Tire, or you got to do something, because you can't ride around on 3 wheels. You just can't. So if it's a tire and your salon is running flat, you need to tell them that they have the green light and that they can go. Because they have everything they need. And if they need you, maybe they only need you. Then just be there for them. And it don't take a lot of energy. It don't take a lot of extra time. It just takes a little bit of caring and a little bit of concern and a little bit of effort on your part. Because how do you feel when you sit on the couch with wet hair and somebody asks you, are you okay? Do you need anything? That can make all the difference in the world for somebody, and you don't even know. And one more thing, So I can wrap this on up because I don't know who that was that walked through the door. I guess they wanted to leave. I saw that. Y'all saw that?
We might be 37 minutes over our time.
So
was it worth it?
Yeah.
But like Megan said one time, and this is something that I've heard several times, whether you think you can or you think that you can't, you're right. So if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you're also right. It's just that simple. So why y'all repeat that so we can stick that in people's minds? Let's say what 10% of what you repeat you remember. I kind of want y'all to remember that. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
You're right.